Aloha. I've got a bunch of dogs. I just sat down. They have to. Come here. Come here. Over here, you little moocher. I got a dog. This guy here. He loves a treat every time I sit down. And then there's Skippy, my other rescue. Okay, aloha, kids. Anybody else is watching? This is gonna be a short one. It's in Arizona. It's finally calmed down. It was like 110. It's finally about 109, just about 7 o'clock on Tuesday. Uh, Dates and numbers, dyslexia. I can't look it up, but I'm live on a Tuesday, and it's going to be short because I had my phone in my freezer just so it wouldn't overheat. Well, it was like for 10 minutes, but we'll see how long I can. A short little story, a true story that I've got for the kids and all you parents and grandparents and guardians. You're probably watching too. You're going to say Uncle Martin is absolutely correct on this. Okay, this is the story. Bullets. This is a thumbnail. Bullets can be dangerous. Bullets can be dangerous. Will be the thumbnail. Okay, so I was on my second, third grade. We just left Flagstaff. We went to Pluckerman, New Jersey. Pluckerman, New Jersey, where's that? Well, it just happened to be a 5-acre chicken farm. It was my grandfather's place. So we didn't have really anywhere to stay. So we stayed in, it wasn't actually a chicken coop. They remodeled a lot of stuff. So it was like a wood burning stove. Oh yeah. Mom was cooking off of a wood burning stove. She did a fine job. And okay. I'm going to get to the point here. My grandfather was a Sicilian. Not that that has anything to do with anything, but he was old school. Now you look at Uncle Martin, you're going to say he's old school. No, I went to 20 schools and I graduated. I'm sorry. Mr. Sun, number one. Hello, Mr. Sun, number one. Where is everybody? Who cares? They'll catch up eventually. There's Efren Hope. Hello, Efren Hope. Hi. And Nobly Summers. Hey there. Mr. Sun says hi too. And then there's IN. There's Ephraim Hope. You do know Iran country? I haven't been to Iran. I like to go there because you know why? There is so many things that they're destroying over there because it's our history. Our history that you don't want us to know about. Yeah, isn't that interesting? Every war they go and destroy a lot of stuff that we can't prove was ever existing again. I'm talking about history that they've lied to. I don't want to go there. I want to keep it short. Animal, do you have on your lap? What kind of animal? This is my rescue. This is my rescue. He's a fluff ball. He's nah. They got a name for him, and I can't think of it right now. He's just one of these guys that was running around the street, was almost getting run over on the freeway. I ended up taking him. The lady came in where I was working and said, "Hey, you want this dog?" I said, "I don't want this dog. I got our dog already." And she says, "Oh, but I can't keep him." The man, hey, so cute. Thank you. Ephraim Hope. Yeah. And the man, hi, hey. And Chris Russell, Uncle, please share this. I don't want to be homeless. I am disabled. No friends. Family have rent due. Only need $100. Well, you know what? Start thinking, oh, universe, I am grateful. Start with that. Get rid of all negativity. And things will come your way. I promise you. JQ, can you give me life advice? You look wise. Actually, if you look at, I have over 500 videos that will help somebody on some level. Vanessa Campos, hello. And Sparrow. Is Jack Sparrow? Jack Sparrow. I know a Jack Sparrow. And there's a guy that played in the movies too. Raquel Angeles, hello. Kiss of Brazil. Brazil, I love you. Uh, Joe Shayton, Jesus Christ is in the only way of salvation. Jesus can help you and all that. I absolutely agree. Jesus is the one to go to as far as the main man, especially when there's demons, discarnates, and things that are, whether you're homeless or you have $1 billion house, they will be with you unless you say, in the name of Jesus, be gone, I command it. You know what? They got to go. But you also have to change your ways. Okay? There is that too. Can't hold on to all that, any selfishness. I've got to finish this story, guys. My phone's going to go out. Grandpa, he was a barber and he was also a jeweler. He only went to fourth grade. Now I'm in third grade, my second third grade, and I was going to Raritan, New Jersey, at school, where I did go to my first fourth grade. Now, I talked about that with the bullies and all that, but then I went to three more fourth grades. Jersey, Arizona, Jersey, Arizona, and then I went back to Jersey. I don't want to rehash this, but I did go to a lot of schools. So Grandpa was the old school. He went to fourth grade. And he tried to say that a few times. And he got off the boat. He didn't have a nickel in his pocket. What are the chances of that? Well, back then, in 1890, a nickel could buy you a lot of things. A nickel would be like $20 right now. I don't want to go there. I'm just saying, this is how the story goes. Bullets can be dangerous. That's what I'm trying to get across. This is a moral. There's a moral here in this story. And I'm going to make it quick, I promise. So we got, okay, this is the day. The house is off to the left. Right next to the house is the garage. And then next to the garage is Grandpa's barber shop. Because when you go up the big driveway, out on the main highway was a barbershop hole, which people would come down and get their hair cut. And that's what I'm saying. I was there that day when two different things happened that I can't believe. Hey, what do you want, another one? Huh? Yeah, you got another one. Oh, look at this guy. He can't have it. Oh, that'd be mean. Oh, you want this? All right. Can't be mean to a dog. So I'm at the front door. I'm not going to say older gentleman that he only had one seating for one haircut. He didn't have a bunch of seating arrangements other than a bunch of chairs that a lot of folks that had more experience were sitting in. Now I'm standing there in the corner of the doorway looking at Grandpa do his little chipping chop on the hair. Well, this one guy comes in. He was new. Obviously, he was new. Skippy had to jump up again. And the guy had hair about, okay, I'm going to say about that much. All right, that much. That much. Yeah, it was in 63. That's when they called them hippies. And he came in and he said, I need a haircut. And everybody looked at him like, well, and I looked at him like, man, this is, I don't know. And Grandpa says, okay, go sit down. And the next guy that was supposed to get up, he said, no, I'm not in any hurry. So he let the guy with the longer hair sit down in the chair. Now the guy, I know because I'm standing there, I just want to hear the talk, barbershop talk. And I saw Grandpa saying, yeah, how would you like it? And the guy says, I only want this much taken off. Grandfather says, yeah, no problem. So he gets the, the razor trimmer. Like kind of like if you went into the army or something like that, those kind of guys. If you ever saw Stripes, how they did that. That's what my grandfather did. He went. The guy had that much on his head. The guy was very upset. My grandfather said, "Pay me my money." And the guy says, "Okay." He gives him, and as he's leaving, he says, "I'll never come back here again." My grandfather says, "Yeah, okay." So as he leaves, all the guys with more experience are laughing their head off. Even my grandfather thinks it's pretty funny. And I said, "Grandpa, why did you do that? He only wanted this much off." My grandfather says, "I gave him a haircut that he was supposed to have." And that is old school. So after that, I go in the backyard. Now, this is a 5-acre chicken farm, and we always had, you're not supposed to do it now. You're always burning stuff in like 65-gallon drums. They were always burning stuff. Well, there was trees and woods and everything else around. And we were always, paper and whatever, and old wood. We were always putting in the 65-gallon drum, all right? So here I am putting some old debris in this drum, 65-gallon drum. The real thick, this is like the thick steel. My brother comes running up and says, "Look what I found." Now, mind you, I'm only 8 years old. I'm in my second, third grade. "No, you go." He wants another goodie. Not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So, bro comes over with a fistful of his fist, opens it up, and in the middle of his hand, he has, I'm going to say 7.22 bullets. I said, "Bro, where did you get those bullets?" Now, mind you, my grandfather was a marksman. He had a Winchester 22 pump action. And the story goes, he used to sit in the bathtub and shoot out the window at the cherry tree and hit the stems of the cherries with this gun. And the cherries would fall down into the buckets that the kids would hold. And I heard all the stories from, it was my 3 uncles and my two aunts. They all told pretty much the same story. Grandpa was a marksman. He was able to hit cherry stems where the kids were running around with buckets catching his cherries. Well, he had a lot of bullets, all right? It happened to be 22s that my brother had in his hand. And so bro says, "Look what I got." I said, "Where did you get those?" He says, "Oh, Grandpa says I could clean out the drawers, and for whatever I wanted, I could take." I said, "That doesn't sound like Grandpa to me, buddy boy." He says, "Oh, yeah, it's true." And I said, "Well," "get rid of them." My brother goes over with a handful of bullets, throws them into the piping hot 65-gallon drum fire that's going. And we're both standing around there because in my mind I'm thinking, well, the only way bullets are going to go off is if you put them in a gun. No, kids, it doesn't work that way. We weren't stupid. Stupid is mean you can't learn. We were ignorant. We were ignorant of the law of bullets. If you throw them in a fireplace or a fire, they're going to go off, all right? And that's exactly what we were witnessing standing around this 65-gallon steel drum. Bing, 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 bing. It's 7 times. Bing, 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 bing. 7 holes showed up around all of, and we're standing looking at it. And all I got to say is we were blessed that day by the angels that were standing at our side because they were protecting us, that not everybody gets that protection sometimes. So what happens is I hear, we were about a 1/4 acre away, but I hear my grandfather screaming, "Who's shooting off the gun?" This isn't funny, but what happens is, he comes running, and Grandpa was a bow-legged guy. So he was, a guy with more experience, bow-legged, running, looked like sort of like a chicken or something like that. And he's running, and as he see, there's a lot of pine trees over there in Jersey, and they're called weeping willows. Now I had to go to find a switch, and we were told to find that. But as Grandpa's running toward us, Bro is still looking into the barrel. And Grandpa normally, when he got a switch, he'd pull one down and shave it off a little bit, and then you get a spanking. Well, he didn't do it this time. He just ran through the whipping willow tree, pulled it down, stripped off the leaves, and I was very quick on my feet. I was 8, Bro was 6. Plus, he didn't see Grandpa coming. And I probably should have said, Bro, run. But I had to get out of the way while Bro got the switching that I've never seen before. Now, Grandpa couldn't get to me, but he said, wait until your father comes home. And that's what the moral of this, let's just say, I learned that day. When Dad came home, he asked, I hear that you let your brother throw bullets into a fire, into the fire. I said, Dad, Bro showed me the bullets. And he said Grandpa said he could have anything he wanted. And so Bro took those. And my dad says, you knew they were bullets? I said, yeah. He says, well, you knew they'd go off. I said, well, I knew they have gunpowder in them. And I probably knew that they would go off. But I didn't think it would, He said, you knew they would go off? I said, yeah. He says, well, son, you got to get a black belt, which I got numerous times before we got, the switchings. So what I'm trying to say real fast here is, kids, bullets can go off, and they can be very harmful. They can be deadly. And again, by God's grace, Bro and I are still around to tell the story that it would be very ignorant for you to do something like that. And if you ever come across anybody that's trying to do that, you better step in and stop them. That's what Uncle Martin's saying. So that's what it comes down to. Safety first. And if you ever see anybody with bullets doing something goofy like that, you better step up and stop them from doing it. It's going to be your obligation now that you know the truth. Okay, my phone is starting to overheat again. So there's no answers and questions here. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know what the thumbnail's going to be, but it'll be something true. And all my stories pretty much have morals or something to learn by. And again, if you like them, give me a thumbs up, a thumbs down. Comment would be great. Anything else is up to you. Okay. Till we see each other again, be well. God victory.